on grants and government relations and all that stuff. Before that, I came out of Boston and I worked at the MBT, which is the university out of Boston. Much bigger operation, obviously, an organization, and obviously much different urban culture than Austin. So some days I'm a little impatient because I'm like, why is this not like this? This is how cities are. Other times, I'm like, oh my God, thank God I'm not in Boston. People are so nice here and so chilled out. So, the daily level. Basically, I actually did my grad school in transportation and urban planning, right? And actually how technology and public policy come together. So I'm one of those weird people that kind of, over time, all that naturally came together. So hopefully that will continue. So that's my little piece. I kind of made it pretty clear right from the start that I would use the service, not because I have to get the job, because I literally don't know any other way. I've been commuting on basically my whole life, for the better part of 20 years. So, I mostly take the 417 because of where we're located, and I live downtown. But I literally try to take a variety of services all the time. So that's me. I'm an urban guy. I think most of the things I understand from your group are, if I wasn't a cabinet or CEO, I'd be probably sitting here having a monthly meeting with you, giving 20, 30 bucks and being a member and trying to push the city to be more, quite frankly, an urban culture that is about the livable quality of life that I think you all are fighting hard for. So that's a little bit of that. As far as background, I guess maybe, how many people here use the service every day? Okay, some group. A few times a week? A few times a month? Okay. Never? Okay, that's good. Then if you put up the hand, people will be like, what's she doing here? What's she doing? Okay, mostly bus. Some on train. Okay. Okay. How many people are from here?
Like born here?
Yeah, like native Australian. I've been here like, I don't know, 20 years. Okay. And I asked that, and then how many people here in the last 5 years? Okay. So I ask those all the time because it's such a dynamically changing community, and to try to understand, and then the people that moved here, how many people lived in cities with pretty significant transit systems? Yeah. Me too. Okay. So, how many people, I guess, want us to have a city like that? Okay, double hit. Okay. So those are the obvious things. Okay, now we get into some conversation. So I want to start off and really thank a few of you that involved in the MCAT process and other kind of community groups. So first, thank you for the time you put into it. It's obviously been a lot of effort, and that's helped out a lot to get to where we are today. There's some people that are involved in the CSAC, that Customer Service Advisory Committee, and some people come to the board, and some people write letters and do other things. Thank you for basically caring about your city's transit system. That's a really good thing. To group all the people that actually care about things like that and get involved, it's good. And I told staff really from the start, I want more people at our board meetings. And I said, well, what's that? Well, we're working on that actually. I think we're going to see something relatively soon where maybe every other month at night, I want to work with partners to maybe have more meetings downtown, the city hall, the county, stuff like that. And the reason I say that is, I used to be in the team where we get 100 people in a board meeting. It's family like, oh my God, these people are killing us. And I'd say, this is great. I want to be in a community where people are trying to, take the tough love sometimes, but at least they're trying to help and care versus have an empty room and sit there and go, no one cares about what we're doing. So speak up, get engaged. And I also told the staff, it's okay to take criticism because we're not perfect and we're not going to get better and be honest to get better unless we admit sometimes that we screwed up. And I tried to lead that way by saying there's some things that have been wrong, and I've come out straight up and said we're not doing that well enough and we're going to get better. We don't have all the tools or all the control or anything, but I'm hoping to build that culture of really continuous improvement, which is actually learn from what we're trying. Are hearing it and get better. And I also want to create a context where we're doing a lot more innovation about pilots. How do we try things, fail fast, kind of more tech idea. It's okay to fail. Someone scared of failing is never going to get better. Try something that doesn't work. Key is no one died and you didn't spend all the money. Try some stuff. A couple weeks go by, a couple months, move on. Being a work, we do more of it, being work, being a job, right? And I think most people probably would resonate with that concept. So we've done some of that, and we're gonna do a lot more of that. So in the short term, a couple things I just want to highlight, things that I think we're doing, and I want to get your feedback on. So I can actually reverse that. What things are the current service? A, are we doing well? B, we're doing all right. C, we suck, and we got to get better. And I'll just say it that way, because it's not, I waited an hour at a bus stop the other day, in the rain, for an hour, and I'm the CEO. This morning, I waited 30 minutes. Not acceptable. And of course, you know, my bus team is going to get a different message. I'm getting a little bit you guys are getting. But I'm a customer every day, and that doesn't make me happy, because I made that comment at work. We need to treat every day like your grandmother's waiting to get on the bus. Period. If we do that well, grandma's never waited. I mean, I say that because I love my grandma. So I'm part of the process. So A, B, or C, what things are we doing well? What things are we doing all right? What things can we get a lot better on? I'd love to hear from the users. Because we're going to get the project next year from now. So we got to get better between now and whatever date in the future. So any ideas? And A, B, or C, it doesn't matter. Any order, any one. If I don't hear A, that means it's all A.
Bus stops work dynamic getting better. So that it's still a long way to go, but it's going to get a lot better.
Okay. And which parts are we getting better at?
Shade.
Yeah. Who knew it's hot here?
Yeah. And it's still, depending on where the rain blows,
yeah.
You never know, so there's still a rain issue. And then it seems like there's more that's happening based on, I guess, the country. So that's good.
Yeah.
But there's just so many things. It's good when we just see that's a visible thing that we see that's good.
Good. Okay. So this budget, FY19 started a month ago. This budget cycle, we increased bus stop amenities by over 300% investment. So it's 3.7 million, I think it is, we're spending on fixed route bus stops, and then we added $1 million to rapid. So that's the biggest investment in bus stops, I'm told, in like 10 years. That's a big deal. So we're going to do a lot more shade, and the shade panel is going to turn into shade, wind screen, rain screen. We did some countdown signs. We did some of these DMS pilots, and when we're actually going to do some more orders of those, and we're going to get a lot more, that's the idea. And we want to get, you know the big thing I want? Get them done faster. We're gonna build a bus stop and get it done. We're not building the Coliseum. So, okay, thanks for that.
I think you guys do a great job with that. With information provided and how responsive it is. And, it's very accurate. I use it every day to make sure I don't miss a bus. So I think what you're doing with technology will help make people like me that I'm always going to get my phone. You're keeping connected, and then also sharing that data with Google so I can see that information on Google Maps as well, that real-time data. I think that's been fantastic.
Great, so good comment. I think on that, I'd almost push back to you on that we're not great now. Not even remotely good now. So the front end.
Try to be nice,
Don't,
right?
Come on,
guys, come on.
But nice isn't going to get us better. So actually, be nice, but be truthful, right? So the front end of our payment system is awesome. As good as anyone in the business. How buying ticketing works, it is awesome. That part is great. Our trip planning, horrible. I'd rate it an F. It is not good.
I used to do the trip.
Well, that tells you our out's not good enough. So that's not good enough. And our real-time data, not even close to be good enough. So the board meeting this month, we're approving a new contract. We ping a bus right now somewhere between 30 seconds and up to 2 minutes. And then it runs in an algorithm to do predictive analysis on countdown. Our new one will ping a bus somewhere around 10 seconds every time, non-stop. So and it will change the entire how that algorithm works. Our real-time information, starting probably mid-late February, that time in March, is going to significantly improve, like night and day, from the quality and the accuracy of that information. Which is important. So people, I want to know when that bus is at that bus stop, and I want to know within a minute or two, not 12 months.
You're definitely willing to walk further for the bus, right?
Of course.
That just means I need more accurate.
Or I'll do another email, I'll grab a coffee, I'll do whatever, right? Yeah. So thanks for that comment, but I think we can do a lot better. And we're working on that.
So there are a lot of parking lots that are billed as park and rides, but there's parking lots, really.
I hope you're right.
And I feel like in the past, Cat Metro has spent a lot of money on these, and have billed it as like a huge cost thing. I just think that given what we know about climate change, what we know about parking rides, they don't really, you're never going to solve traffic through parking rides on I-35 or Mopac or whatever, that we need to be thinking about, like, are we charging for parking? Are we trying to do mixed-use development instead of, like, parking lots? Just vast expanses of just white concrete? Or what kind of solutions are we looking for at that? And how are you getting stakeholders like, the different municipalities, CPRMA, other folks who would offer to pay for some of these things, but they're paying for like just vast expansions of asphalt without actual development, BMT really, considering BMT.
So it's a fair amount to unpack.
Yes,
one question.
sorry.
So let me do my best to unpack that, and we're probably not going to resolve the whole thing today. So I would say, like, so we're building Westgate, which is more like a transfer station, parking lot design, and it's under a highway. There's no development opportunity in that part of the building. It's an underused piece of dirt, basically, underneath the highway. And if we do that right, we're going to really make transfers in the system a lot better. We're going to encourage that area to start running a little better for walkability, biking. So I think this project like that is actually really good, or could do a lot of good for us. And then there's things that are just always going to be parking rides because they're really suburban. And you can be in New York or Boston or Philly, and there's parking rides that are way outside in suburban areas because A, the way the development pattern is, and we need regional solutions that are not just urban. We need to figure out all of this, right? Commuter rail, for example, commuter rail, or say commuter bus. Right? We need to think about the Southwest. We need to be honest about the capital crescent area. It's getting a lot of displacement because of affordability, and how people in that capital area make it. The real thing we're getting at are two things. One is development, what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do, and we're not solving code nexus. That a lot of, I'm being recorded, so I can but that's not getting solved tonight. But development, code really goes a lot through ultimate land use. But land use and transportation go hand in hand. No question about it. In the healthiest communities, there's a lot of density around transit. There's no way around it. But the part that I think we can do, things that we can control, are working with partners to build right. And so CTRMA is a good example. They actually presented a park and ride strategy. They coordinated with us on places where they maintain build places that give people, instead of driving single-use vehicles, to actually start running commuter bus service. And maybe that's something out by Maynard, where they're looking that way. And that area is growing rapidly, and a lot of people go in the city, and as toll roads come online, could we provide a trip travel, transportation, and encourage a lot more, a couple thousand more people a day taking commuter buses and vehicles. So I think it's kind of a call on one to change the culture in sector. And then two, it's going to be how these things come all come together. Cat Metro should not be building park and rides, in my opinion, at the expense of our citizens. But we do need park and rides in regional context by our partners to deal with mobility as a regional issue. Not everyone is going to get on high capacity transit, and we all have to understand and accept that. I live in Boston, and there's people that do big commuter, and that is one of the most mature and densest community in America. That's just the reality of America. It doesn't mean it's good or bad, it's the reality. So Cat Metro should focus on moving people equitably, affordably, as efficiently as possible, and our partners should help us fit the structure. That's kind of my opinion.
If the operating subsidy for those parking rides, for those routes serving the parking rides, is much higher than the operating subsidy for an urban route, where we still charge.
Depends, right? So it depends who's paying for it. There's partners paying for it. So like Round Rock right now, we run a great service for Round Rock. Round Rock pays the whole bill. So they contracted with us, they said we want to run service. They write the money, we deliver the service. Fully capitalized, full overhead. That's a good regional solution. No, and Round Rock paying the bill.
I would like to back the back a little more in terms of connectivity and how we install kind of multiple stuff. We're getting this junction route, which is like George and Michael have done. I like the service is good. Connects. Gets you downtown, right out there. I like that.
Yeah, and so I think we got to be thinking about that. If toll roads are going to exist, or managed lanes are going to exist, how does Cab Metro insert ourselves in right at the front end that these lanes become? Listen, more roads are going to get built. Whether it's, buses also don't fly. We need roads for buses. The key is how do you best maximize that infrastructure bill to get as many people as possible. More people, less packets. This is kind of where I'll focus at, right? I'm not fighting roads, I'm not fighting cars. I want more people to get in less cars and more kind of, true ride sharing all together more and less vehicles. That's where I think we got to get to. So I think we're going to dead on. We need to be efficient with our money. We need to know what our core is, what we're trying to provide. But we also got to be willing to work with partners because we need regional solutions and we need urban solutions. And that's what Project Connect ultimately is. It's not just the map, this one that we'll talk about. The other map is the regional part, the park and rides, and etc. And we'll have all that each country. Central Texas is going to be 4 million people, and they're not all going to live in Austin. A big chunk of them are always going to come into Austin. And so if we saw North Lamar, South Farmers, and Riverside, and 35, and Mopac, and all the connecting roads are a complete mess, we probably haven't solved it either. So we got to be solved. I think we got to think big and solve multiple things at the same time. So, hold that out. Yes, sir.
So, dedicated right-of-way, I think, is essential.
Yeah.
We need a strategy to get it. So, what is your strategy for getting it, and how can we help you amplify that strategy?
Thank you. I love going to meetings where people say, "How can we help you?" That's like the greatest thing. We'll just do a mic drop after this and walk out. So, listen, the first step of Project Connect, we were very on. We'll get to it in a second. We were very purposeful to say this first part is a vision plan, and it talks about certain places that need to be dedicated pathways, dedicated lanes, dedicated right-of-way, whatever you want to call it. A space for us to operate dedicated, exclusive use. Therefore, that has to happen because we don't own the space. And so we've been working really closely with city staff. What we've really talked about a lot is our plan is going to be embedded in some capacity in the ASMP. So I assume most people know the ASMP, Austin Institution of Mobility Plan. And we made it very clear that from a policy point of view, we got to get to the dedicated lanes. And we got to be obvious that we're not going to go from 0 dedicated lanes today to 2015 dedicated corridors. This is not going to happen. Right? Pragmatically, it's not going to happen. So what are the ones that are most important? Crawl, walk, run. They go well, you get more, right? And so I think there's some good leadership on that. Like Councilmember Garza, who's a board member of ours, she got right out at our big vision release and said, I'm saying unequivocally right now, I'm fighting for dedicated lanes. She puts a marker down. Other people have mentioned that they're doing that as well. I heard something that the mayor in his campaign, I stay off all that stuff, but I heard that he's talking about dedicated pathways a lot. Other people that are running for office are saying that as well. So what I think the group needs to be thinking about is, what is the next fight? And the next fight is for space, geometry. Geometry is what we got to battle. We'll get to the mode, we'll get to the how you pay for it, all that's going to come. If we don't have space, it doesn't matter. So probably sometime around March, City Council is going to take an action on the ASMP. And I've been here 7 months. It strikes me that this is a pretty active community, likes to comment on a lot of stuff. And I bet you there's people that are going to say they don't want to give up dedicated lanes. So this side of the equation is going to have to come out and not only say we want dedicated lanes, why, and come out with more momentum than the side that might not want it. And so you ask what has to happen. That's what has to happen. That's not Pat Metro. It's not Randy up in front of City Council saying I need dedicated lanes. That's technical. We've already done that. We had a whole work session, joint work session between our board and the city. A lot of education, a lot of talking things out. Some of you probably saw it, put it online. We've done our part, and we're going to keep doing it, talking about the value of transit, technically why these things have to happen. The community needs to show what values it wants and where it wants the policies of its elected officials to do. And I think you have a council that wants to hear from you and make these kind of decisions. So that's what this group and other groups have to put together. If you want to live in a certain type of city, you have to advocate for the things that are going to make that happen. And I think, we're going to be honest, we're not going to have the city wall without some dedicated right-of-way. It's not going to happen. I can get more buses, I can get much more money, and that's a whole different complicated. If they just sit with everyone else, it is what it is. Does that help? So what I thought would be helpful on these is to be honest. Like, so I just, maybe that's part of the issue. I'll say that with this legend and other things. In some ways, if there's any communication regarding any word choice, that's just my responsibility. And if those things didn't go perfectly well, that's my fault. Learn from it and move on. So there's no hidden like conspiracy agenda. I put that out earlier. I do my best not to watch Twitter all day long because I literally will fall into the abyss of negativity. But I think there's some people that think that there's like some backroom kind of Chinese consultant sold me some practice cram idea. There's none of that. So if anything is a communication issue on this, my responsibility. Learn from that, we just move the process forward. So I just put that out because I think that helps contextualize that. BRT Lite, we want to be honest. And I've been very clear. Metro Rapid is what this means. And Metro Rapid to me is not real BRT. And I was clear with politicians on that. I want to be very clear with the community. I think as a trend CEO, I want to be honest and say, we can do better. Metro Rapid is good. It is not good enough for a city of this size because we don't have dedicated right-of-way. We have some priority, and the priority works well where we have it. But should we have buses sharing with buses or with bikes? Should we have right turns in front of our buses? So what we're trying to show here is these slides here. We want to build towards a Metro Rapid quality service. Priority where we can get it. Queue jumps where we can get them. All level boarding, as many places as possible. Everything will be off-board payment. We're working on that already, so the whole system will get to that. Basically, how to take a service that maybe is, I don't know, one of these, say the crosstalk, and let's pretend that represents the core, but it won't be the core, just hypothetically. Instead of a bus every 15 minutes, how do we get that to be an electric bus every 10 minutes with level boarding, with single priority, and some queue jumps, and maybe some priority lanes between like AM rush 6 to 8 AM or PM rush 5 to 7. So we don't need the entire geometry. How do we make the runtime that today is an hour to do that trip, but we get that runtime down to 45 minutes, which means instead of you being on the bus for 25, you're on the bus for 18. So your trip experience is better, your trip experience is shorter, and it's more frequent. And that to me is us going from like a C on the corridor to like a B+. And the other ones are like going from a B- to an A. Because we can't do all A's because the demand's not there, the money's not there, we can't operate it. So it's what are the ones that are the most important? The group help identify what the most important ones are, and what are the ones that we want to be better than we are today. So that's what BRT Lite means to us. A couple agencies use that term, other agencies don't. I thought it was, again, if it's back to communication, we thought we wanted to be helpful by saying that is not good enough. It's not real BRT the way BRT should be. That was the message. That help?
Yeah, so you're picturing the BRT Lite, you mean something that's like a step above the current Metro Rapid systems in terms of
Metro Rapid or better, so it's things like there, transit priority treatment. So that could be a combined, it could be bus balls, it could be queue jumps, it could be single priority, it could be on-level boarding. Anything that will make that service safer, faster, more reliable, more frequent, without necessarily getting an entire piece of asphalt that is ours. That's the idea. And there's tons of low-hanging fruit on all these corridors to make service way better than it is today. If we just had signal priority and level warning, oh my God, we would noticeable difference, let alone huge jumps and maybe AM or PM priority in a couple blocks, maybe 12 parking spaces get eliminated in one kind of pinch point. We have that for AM rush and that saves 4 minutes per trip. Lots of things like that. But, and the other thing we committed to is our vision is everything's all electric. We're going all in. Big all electric fleet. Well, I think Dan has. I don't know if I'm moderating the flow of questions, but Dan went like this.
Setting aside project credit for a second, any kind of improvements on the system, like, you're talking about offboard payment, level order, these things that you see coming in the year,
Yeah, I guess it's hard to tell what short and medium means anymore, and especially for an education guy like me.
Can you repeat it?
But they don't depend on Project Connect. New payment systems does not depend on this. We have it in the budget. When I say off or payment, when I say system-wide, I mean the payment builder system-wide. It doesn't mean some routes are never going to be as busy as other routes. So you walk on today with our app, you show the app, you walk on the bus. That's fast. It's good. That's good enough, and that's as good as you're going to get in most places. Other places, if we can get the level possible boarding or busy locations where we got scanners in all of our buses, or we're going to get to multi-door boarding for sure. Back door as well. How are we going to do that? And we have places like the 320, the 7, 670. We got those places right now. We have the technology. Of course we can do that. At least an AM and PM. So those things are definitely coming. We're going to have some. The first thing we got to do is ticket vending. And it's kind of bad because we got to do a little. So we got to do a little bit of investment on the front end. But all the investment will be scalable because all the ones at the rail station go through, right? Because the PCI can process. We got to fix those, whether we like it or not. We need to have TBMs in the store. But I said we are not moving at the rail station unless we do a couple TBMs at our busiest bus places, like Republic Square. We are gonna have that. That's part of what I said we're gonna do. Then you build it from there. We're thinking about how we do the back of house part, back office stuff, spare policy. What we want to get to is the idea that it's a full account-based system, smart card app. We made it, right? And as that account system happens, we can do fare capping, and that's what we want to get to. So does everyone understand what fare capping is? Maybe I should give okay, maybe I'll give a little. So the idea of fare capping is this. Let's say I can't afford a month. Let's say the monthly pass is $50, but I can't afford $50 the first day of the month to buy my pass. So I buy daily. Well, guess what? After 15, 18 days a month, I already spent more than the month of the cost. That's unfair. That's regressive, not progressive taxation. Really, fee increasing. So fare capping, Portland and a couple others are ahead of us on this. The tech is already there for it. But policy-wise, I think we're going to be able to more or less cut pace and acceleration issues. Okay, on the 16th day of the month, I've hit $50. Good. You're free for the rest of the month. Because you couldn't afford to get the pass, now you're good for the whole month. Because you would have if you had the $50. So we're going to get to that kind of stuff. And we're going to get there before Project Connect happens. So we have over $9 million in the budget right now on fare systems, and that's going to be readers on the bus, back-end system. It's not going to be enough. $9 million is not going to be enough, but it's enough in the next probably year to move the program, year and a half, 2 years, and then the next piece probably will come after that. So that is a big deal for this agency. Actually, a huge deal. Right? Because I come from a place that is like that, and it's a big deal. Other issues, so, okay, this is, I get here the first day. We have an awesome group of people. They are working so hard. Part of it is we probably didn't make certain strategic base areas where we needed to. That's okay. So I asked my first day, let's go up to the control center. Where's the control center? And I hear about it. You don't have a control center. For a place that moves over 100,000 people a day, that's not industry standard. So an operation control center means, and we're building one right now, and if everything goes to plan, it'll be open sometime in probably February, which is ideal because then we can get up and running for a good month before Southbound. So control center is, I have all my dispatchers in one place together. So they can talk to each other and then manage service to them. Then we can have security in the room, and we can have rail in the room. And then we have a manager that is the job is to coordinate information sharing between all these people. More importantly, information sharing to the public, information sharing internal, so then we can react to bad situations, like the customers know what is going on, and we can be way more responsive. So, bad weather. We got service problems. That needs to get out to the customers fast. We have an accident. We have construction delays, special events, security issues. We got to know internally so we can kind of do crisis management, contingency planning, what are we going to do? We might detour this process, reroute that, blah, 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 blah. More the customers need to know so we can adjust their life. We're not as good as we need to be at that because we're not organized in systems. We don't use video the way we need to be using. We need to be using every camera in that city to run our city. We have cameras on our buses. We have some other cameras. We need to use that. We need city traffic cameras, textile cameras, CTRA cameras. And then it's all together with information systems to manage. So we're doing that. It's going to fundamentally, I think, change the company. And it's about a culture of urgency. What we do every day matters. Get involved. Push the hell out of what we do. And I don't know any other way because I'm in Boston. And in Boston, like, people here are the nicest. The busters are 50 years later, like, hey, Boston, and so I come from a culture of urgency, and I'm trying to embed that in our agency a little bit more. So people are great. We need a little bit more organization of systems and process to get us to be a better customer service. So there's that one. Talk fair, buses. We're ordering in this fiscal year. We will be buying 52 new buses. So some of those buses that, let's just say, are not the greatest, they'll be retiring. So big time fuel efficiency saved on that. Big time quality experience for the customers on that. Better information systems on board the vehicle. Better for our bus operators from a work condition where they're at. Better reliability on the fleet because no disabled buses. That's a huge investment. That's a lot of money. At $500,000 a pop, that's a lot of money, right? So we're doing a downtown station, rail station. We're going to break ground on that sometime just after South by probably is when that all hits. That's a big investment in that corridor. And listen, whether some people here like the red line, don't like it, some people told me they like it, they don't like it. That ship sailed. Now how do we make the most utility out of that investment? And that is a serious piece of infrastructure with vehicles that we can make a lot better. The downtown station will fundamentally change how the red line works too. And then we can have better connectivity to the red line. So that's a few things. I'm sure there's, we got a whole bunch of others, but those are really good things. And then I talked about the app and the next thing.
I want to ask about the red line, right? It is what it is. How can you improve the second line along? Is it not the green line I'm talking about? Now there's the tracks.
Double track.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're wrapping up 2 double track sections right now. It's a Tiger grant from the federal government. They're basically done sometime in the summer. Part of the issue is we're in the process of PT, President Train Control Signaling System. So we actually can't turn on a double track section until PTC is done, because then we'd have to go rebuild the entire signal system from a modeling and FRA process. But we have 2 sections that are getting really close to being open, and that's going to help the line a lot. We're building another double track section in Saltillo, down in that area. And one of my long-term goals is I'd love to figure out a way for us to run service to Saltillo downtown a lot more frequent than the rest of the line. A little almost like a shuttle. And part of that will be probably after downtown station is built, because once construction starts, we're probably going to terminate at Saltillo and then do bus service from there, because it's going to be an active construction. So we're working through that sequence of that. So we're targeting certain places, but again, there's a on this comment. Every buck we spend on that is about to get it. So we all need to be balanced. So where are the ones that are, okay, 2 million, that's going to do that, 2 million does that. So you know what, we spend 8 more million, we barely get anything else. So I might say 2 million on a trip from Lakeland, 2 million is not worth $8 million. When $8 million, okay, redo 200 bucks double. So I think we're making a couple really strategic investments on the red line that will make the red line better. Long term, we should just back to an example. I've heard this in a couple community conversations I've had with people, and we have 10 city council meetings coming up every district. And I've heard this once, so I wouldn't be surprised to hear this again. A lot of people on this map are talking about the blue coming over the orange. Look at this. It's a given that we want the blue to connect to the orange. So let's not think that that's not. This here is we just need to think through how that's going to happen. So in reality, I really shouldn't say not potential futures. How do we put Humpty Dumpty together? Is it service of this country? And I've already had people say to me, well, listen, if you're going to tunnel that, let's just make a good sized tunnel, and the red line goes right across, and now we got over by Republic Square, the orange line, the blue line, the red line, the green line, all together. We got Grand Central of Boston, and we got finally an awesome urban connected city. Hallelujah. I didn't get a reaction on that. I'm thinking like, doesn't everyone think that's a good idea? Yeah, because I think we gotta be honest, the red line's not gonna go service anymore, right? And we're gonna be honest, part of the red line's issue is it doesn't go where it all needs to go. So we gotta, and I'm not saying we're gonna tunnel because that's gonna be a community decision, a money decision. But if you are, then maybe you make it big enough and you put both down, and if we go all electric, sooner or later we get to the point where those trains maybe can use that tunnel from an electric point of view versus diesel. Right? So these are the ideas that we want to hear from the community. I heard that from one or two people. People like you, people believe in that kind of thing. Say that in public meetings. This is a community engagement process. It can't be my crazy ideas. I spent $40 million. That's not. No, the point is, I really want a really connected transit system, and the community has to say what their best ideas to get that done. All right, Roger, what do you got?
So with the MCAC process and Project Connect, earlier in the year, some very preliminary draft maps, quote unquote, leaked. Right?
Leaked at a public meeting.
Yeah, at a public meeting.
It's a very Austin term for us.
And now we have another sort of iteration of the map. And a lot of people wonder why the difference. How did it get from where it was then to where it is now?
Yeah, I would say, I'd say this way. The board hired me, and in the interview process made it very clear that they wanted me to come in and figure out where we are in Project Connect. And to say, are we ready? Are we over our skis right now where we are? Do we need to pull back? Is the community engaged enough? One of the things they charged me was heavy integration with the community and talking to the community. So, have we got enough community input on this plan? Do we have enough understanding to figure out some of the details that the staff is working on? Because in no time was the iteration you're talking about actually ever presented to the board. At no time was it ever talked to with city council. So I came in and immediately just started talking to as many people as possible. With like every group, the joke was at the office, I'm going to like every manhole cover opening there is. Meeting as many people as possible. A, new to town, but B, wanting to know. And almost universally, every place I went outside of this very small group had never even heard of Project Connect, let alone knew any details. So I said this publicly at the Louise Library piece. I called it my HEB sniff test. And if you go to HEB and you ask 10 people, and no one knows about Project Connect, or one, you probably don't have enough of a community plan. Doesn't mean that you don't have good work going, but it means you got to do a lot more to get to the point that you say honestly if you have a community plan. So the MCAC to me, and if you look through the documents, there's a lot of things that show this phasing. And phase one was about identifying the corridor. So I said to the team, take a step back. What are we trying to accomplish? Well, first thing we got to figure out where we're going to do the most important corridor. Do it. Let's get that step done first. And if the city doesn't figure out a way to give us the space, the other stuff doesn't even matter. So let's do this in a logical, like a project management plan. Step one, I don't care about how I'm going to paint my kid's bedroom if I don't know what kind of house I'm trying to build. if I don't know how I'm going to lay my foundation. So the foundation is the corridors in which right-of-ways we're going to be able to get. So let's concentrate on that. 2, how much have we thought about loads and vehicles and costs with the community at large, and ultimately with people like City Council? And people like City Council, what do they really fully understand even about transit policies, things like that? So we pulled back. We said, let's do some work sessions. So we did joint work sessions with our board that didn't get a lot of this information either, the City Council, to walk through the federal process. So when we go ask the feds for money, we got to play the Fed game. That's how it works. You got to follow a process to get to the Fed game. And therefore you have to understand what level of environmental analysis you're going to go through before you even get to a load. I would say that wasn't done to the level that we needed to do the right way. Doesn't mean the work that we've done isn't all going to be used and valuable, but we might have been just a little ahead where the concept of making the decision really was. So we basically pulled back, said these are the most important corridors. Now how do we work through the next phase, which is start the environmental, start the engineering, answer a whole bunch of questions, which is, how do you think this alignment will even work? How much will these things really cost? What kind of ridership will they generate? What's the likelihood of us getting federal money? And if you go through a lot of the assumptions, the initial assumption was, the feds are going to give somewhere a little over 40%. Those days are coming to an end. Now we're thinking the feds are more like 30 to 35%. It's a big difference when you're talking a couple $1 billion. And then it's, here are the projects that were prepared in cost estimates for other agencies to put money or plans into the FTA. And I said, well, that's great that those are estimates, but why shouldn't we be comparing against agencies that actually did projects recently? Because that's real construction cost, not what might be. So let's take a look at the last 2-3 years of people. How much did it cost to build a mile of light rail? How much did it cost to build a mile of BRT? How much this? How much that? And use things that have happened versus potential happen. And so we're just resetting on some of that. And then the last piece was the technology piece. So if you look through a lot of Project Connect stuff, it talked about how Project Connect had to think through emerging technologies. But to me, we didn't give that enough consideration. So it was very like, it's coming. Being a little flippant, it was like, here are these kind of things, and this is coming, but we're not ready yet. And 3 years ago, that would be 2 years ago, that would have been the same answer for me. But in 2 years, things have changed a lot. So now we have to have an honest conversation of what tech is possible and what tech is not possible. And to show, my goal is to show it this way. Cost benefit, A, B, C, if you will. All these metrics. Our job is to do the technical. We're not making the decisions. We're not deciding the money. Our job is to put this together from a technical point of view, all the community input, hand it off to the elected process and our board to say, how much money do you want to raise and what do you want to do? So I think at one point Cat Metro was leaving us too much to say, it needs to be this. I don't think that's our job. Our job is to present the facts in an open, transparent way, what's technically the best, what's financially the best model, how do we get the biggest engagement from the community, and push things in go. Someone outside Cat Metro has to make that decision. We play a big role, but we shouldn't be the one that ultimately says, it's this because of that. Does that help?
Quick follow-up. So I think what I heard as far as the answer to my question is that, one, the original map, I think I heard that the original map sort of was a little bit over-specifying relative to what you think is appropriate at this time, at this stage in the process.
I'm not sure I would word it that way, but in some ways it's not bad wording. Because, again, I think to be suggestive of a map that was that ready at that time, when the MCAC consists of like 45, 50 organizations, and most average meetings were how many people?
I don't know.
15, 20?
Maybe, sometimes a lot more.
Okay, call it 18 for a number. And to suggest that is a representative of a community of 1 million plus people, I just don't. So I think and a lot of organizations just were at the table. So I think we needed to get more people involved.
Well, I'm trying to get to the differences, though, between that map and this map. In other words, there were differences beyond just the specifying of mode or potential modes,
You
right?
want to talk about?
Well, I think Dan could probably speak a lot better to that, but I think I was just looking more generally, like why
Because a massive chunk of this is the exact same thing.
So there are some noteworthy differences.
There's a few. So
Yeah,
we can get
and I'm just curious how those occurred, like why,
Yeah, well, I guess-
what process occurred
Well, I
to
guess
make
process
that
with
happen.
there's a lot of community input. Then there's what are we doing in our 5-year capital plan, and then what from a technical transit point of view, from a staff, consultants, and others, are we trying to accomplish in a connected city? And you put all those categories together and you come up with that. And then it's a vision. And then we present the vision. We go talk to the community even much larger. And then a vision is approved, and now we move forward on how to put those details to make the vision a plan. That's how kind of I look at it.